December 1st, 1948, Somerton Beach, Adelaide, Australia. A man is sitting in a beach chair. He is perfectly still, too still. When someone finally approaches him, he is dead. No signs of struggle, no visible cause of death, no identification. His labels had been cut from every piece of clothing, every single one. Police searched him. They found a train ticket, a bus ticket, a comb, some chewing gum, an unused match, and in a hidden pocket sewn into his trousers, a small piece of paper. Torn from a book, point two words, Tamam Shud. In Persian, means ended, or finished. 75 years later, we still don't know what ended, or who. The autopsy revealed something that made no sense. The man was in peak physical condition. Heart, lungs, organs, all healthy. He showed no signs of trauma, no poison in his system that 1948 forensics could identify. He simply stopped, like a machine that was turned off. Investigators combed through every missing persons report in Australia, then internationally. Nobody matched. His fingerprints matched nobody. His face matched nobody. He was, forensically speaking, a person who did not exist. The piece of paper led investigators to a rare book, a copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. They found the book, discarded in the backseat of a car near the beach. Inside the back cover, a phone number, and a series of letters that no cryptographer in the world has ever fully decoded. Not in 1948, not today. The letters read, "75 years of attempts. Every intelligence agency, every cryptographer, nothing." The phone number belonged to a nurse. She recognized the book, but she refused to give her full name to police for decades. When she finally did, investigators found something strange. Her son had the same unusually rare physical characteristics as the dead man, the same rare ear shape, the same rare teeth formation. She never confirmed anything. She took her secret to her grave in 2007. Theory 1. He was a spy. 1948 was the beginning of the Cold War. Adelaide, Australia was home to one of the most sensitive rocket testing facilities in the Western world, Woomera. Intelligence agencies from at least 4 countries operated in South Australia at the time. The deliberate removal of all identifying labels, the unbreakable cipher, the rare book used as a one-time code pad, a classic espionage technique. If he was a spy, he was good enough to vanish completely, good enough that even death didn't reveal him. Theory 2. He chose to disappear, and then chose to die. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam is a collection of poems about the acceptance of fate, about endings, about the peace of non-existence. Tamam Shud, finished, is the final line of the book. Some investigators believe he was a man who had decided his story was over, who planned every detail, who removed every trace of himself deliberately, not for espionage, but for philosophy. A man who wanted to end not just his life, but his identity. The question this theory cannot answer: why would a healthy man in peak condition choose this? And why here? Theory 3, and this is the one that keeps philosophers and investigators awake. What if his identity was never findable because he never had one? Not a spy, not suicide, but a man who existed entirely outside of every record system. No birth certificate, no tax records, no military service, no paper trail of any kind. In 1948, this was theoretically possible, but extraordinarily rare. It would mean he had spent his entire life, however long that was, as a ghost, choosing invisibility not as an escape, but as a way of being. And the only mistake he made, the only trace he left, was dying in public. In 2022, a forensic genealogist named Colleen Fitzpatrick announced a breakthrough. DNA extracted from the man's hair, preserved for 74 years, suggested European ancestry, possibly from Eastern Europe. A partial match was found in a genealogy database. The investigation is ongoing. But here's what strikes me about this case. More than the cipher, more than the spy theories, more than the unsolved autopsy. This man, whoever he was, succeeded. He wanted to be unknown. And despite 75 years of the most sophisticated forensic investigation in Australian history, he remains unknown. There's something almost admirable about that, and something deeply terrifying. We spend our entire lives leaving traces, receipts, records, photographs, accounts. We are, whether we want to be or not, documented. He wasn't. The question Taman Shud really asks isn't who he was. It's whether a person can truly choose to be no one, and whether, in the end, that is a tragedy, or a kind of freedom. Some stories don't end with answers. They end with better questions. The Somerton man had no name. The next case we're covering has too many.